Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to All Sports West New York. It's your old buddy Bob Kuczynski back with you on a Tuesday night. Great show lined up for you tonight. First of all, we'll be out at Darien Lake, where wire walker extraordinaire and daredevil Nik Wallenda talked to us. And why Nik Wallenda? Folks, think about it. Not only does this man have nerves of steel, but what an extraordinary athlete he is to be able to do what he does. We'll be hearing from Nik Wallenda in just a second. And then my old buddy Rick Azar, from a couple months ago, was in studio talking about his career at Channel 7, talking about the state of sports. And Rick is just a class act and so much fun to sit and be able to reminisce with Rick Azar. But right now, let us go out to Darien Lake, where our own Kim Piazza had a chance to sit down with Nik Wallenda, who right now is the most supreme elite wire walker in the world. Nik Wallenda, who he's bringing in crowds by the thousands out at Darien Lake. Let's go out to Darien Lake and hear from Nik Wallenda.
It means a lot. You know, once I got off that cable in Niagara Falls on June 15th, 2012, I said that there'll always be a piece of me right here in this area, and that holds to be true. There's always going to be a piece of Nik Wallenda, and there was. Last Monday, there was a dedication of a monument that was put up, so permanently there'll always be a piece of me right here, and it means a lot. To have a monument in a state park, Niagara Falls, here in the U.S., that's a huge deal to me. Something that I'm sure my great-grandfather is extremely proud of. And of course, my parents, my family are all extremely excited about. So it's great to be back in this area. It's something that I've been wanting to do for the last couple years. I've been busy touring, doing things like the Grand Canyon and other shows around the world. And I finally have a chance to come back to Western New York and sit down for a couple months. And it's a great feeling to be back home again. You know, I don't know if I get anxious. I get excited for sure. I love to perform. I love being in front of an audience. There are a little bit of nerves, but not much. You know, Elton John, one of the greatest entertainers in the world, backstage before he goes on, he throws up because he's just, that's how much he cares about performing, and that the audience loves that performance. And I'm the same way. I don't throw up necessarily, but I definitely have that, those butterflies of getting excited and that I'm going to be able to perform, and I never want to let the audience down. I want to make sure that I have them at the edge of their seat. I think they're very proud of what I'm doing. I'm carrying on a legacy that started back in the 1780s, so well over 200 years now, in 7 generations I've been doing. Our family's been doing these amazing things, and I'm carrying that on, and by carrying it on, I'm trying to take it to the next level and do the next biggest thing, Niagara Falls, Grand Canyon, and I think they're very proud of that. As far as them following my footsteps, meaning my kids, who are 8 generations, I kind of doubt it. I highly doubt that they'll actually carry on. At this point, they want to be everything from one of them wants to be a doctor, one of them wants to be a veterinarian, and my oldest wants to be a theoretical physicist. So they have ambitions of their own, and as any parent, I'm extremely proud of them, and I want them to pursue those ambitions. Yeah, my show here at Darien Lake runs all the way through September 1st. We have shows every day except for Mondays, and there are 2 shows a day in the evening. And we do everything from, me and my wife perform on what's called sway poles, which go to the very top of this building, and we sway back and forth and eventually exchange poles. We do everything from handstands and hang by one arm, hang by one foot, all different sorts of feats. And we also have performers from around the world, international performers from Italy, from Argentina, and just an amazing, fun show. The idea when I came here was to kind of step back into my roots, into my heritage. So it's not just about Nik Wallenda, but it's really about getting in my mind and how I grew up and how I was raised, and seeing the other acts that I saw growing up, that I looked up to, that I thought were mind-boggling. And a lot of these families I grew up with, and a lot of them are like parents to me as well. And we closed the show with, of course, me performing with my family on the high wire. Everybody from my mom is in the act, my sister, and several other performers. My wife, not my sister. My mom, my wife, and several other performers are involved in the wire act.
Nik Wallenda, and you can see him out at Darien Lake beyond the falls. And just a couple weeks ago, he had his own monument erected on Goat Island, just above Terrapin Point, where he did his magnificent walk across the Horseshoe Falls. Hopefully someday Nik Wallenda will be taking up permanent residence in Niagara Falls over the summer months. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Rick Azar, sportscaster, member of the Buffalo Broadcast Hall of Fame. We'll be hearing from Rick as he talks about his career right here in Buffalo, New York.